Good morning. Monday morning, April 4th today. Today we're going to be in 1 Kings 19 and 20 and then Luke 23. And today it kind of brings us over from yesterday. We talked about Jesus walking on water at service yesterday, in Matthew, and we saw that the disciples were afraid, and I was thinking about it after service even, and as I'm reading this scripture today, Elijah became fearful about being told that he needed to get out of the area and they were going to come after him, I guess it's easy to the armchair quarterback, so to speak, and say what they should have done. But you look at these people, and they're men of God, the disciples, and also the Elijah. He knew that God had his back. He knew that he was taken care of, but he got afraid and he ran. And we see that a lot with even believers, even strong, really strong believers, and sitting there and looking at their lives, and you're wondering, well, how did they miss it? But again, we can judge that until we go through it, and then we understand, how that happens, because our human nature takes over, and even though we know God has this. Those are the fight we have, and against the flesh and against the the feelings that we get in the middle of situations, and we see Elijah now come forward and be introduced a little bit. It's just two huge people of God here, and Elijah. Again, he just became fearful of what was going on and the different things that that happen in our life. And then we get into Luke 23, and we see Jesus before Pilate, and really Pilate finds no fault in him. But the main thing that jumped out at me today is in verse 26. As they led him away, they seized one Simon of Cyrene, who was coming from the country, and laid on him the cross to carry it behind Jesus. How often are we called in unusual circumstances to serve Christ? More times than the big divine call to go into some big huge ministry or anything like that. It's more really the and I'm not going to degrade it all, but it's the little things. It is the times that Simon was to pick up Jesus' cross and carry it for him. And for us, it's as we're walking and as we're doing life together. It's those little things that we see that turn into huge things. And for me, that's what really jumped out today. And obviously, we're seeing, Jesus come to his last part of his life here, and those things that went on with him. But again, I think what jumped out at me today was Simon, that that unlikely person who is just standing there, kind of waiting for whatever is happening to happen, and that's when Jesus uses us sometimes the most, and we don't want to lose sight of that. So as you're going about your day and your week this week, be looking for opportunity to serve Jesus in some unusual ways. Our world's different than it was even a month or 2 months ago. So there's different opportunities. There's different things that we can do to serve Jesus in some unusual and different and exciting ways. So I pray as the state starts opening a few things up again, that people are going to be safe, and we're going to be safe. Again, we're gonna decide on Wednesday on what to do for next week's service, because again, as leaders of the church, we want to do things that are safe and right for God's people. So be praying for that. Be praying for the leadership here, and I just pray that you have a great week this week. And if you need any prayers, don't hesitate to comment on Facebook, or send me a text or an email, or call me, or whatever. I'd love to pray for you and with you, and be a part of that. So have a great day today, and I will see you Tuesday morning.